Hey everyone, it's Brian here with the Bigger, Better Biz community, where I equip you with the tools and know-how to grow that bigger, better small business. I'm joined by Shannon today from Whole You. Shannon, how are you?
I'm great, Brian. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for joining us. Now, you're doing something pretty fun. I checked out the site and all that, but what I like to do with these blueprint sessions, I'd love for you to tell your story. So tell me a little bit about how you ended up doing what you're doing and why you're passionate about it.
Sure. I started Whole You Career and Life Strategy in 2012. Previous to that, I was working in higher education for 7 years at Harvard and MIT. I was surrounded by a lot of ambitious students, and my jobs at those colleges were to promote diversity and promote invention and innovation. And I love to do both of those things. But I found myself asking more questions. How can I help you with your resume or networking or starting companies or writing grants? So then I left my full-time job to start this consultancy so I can help people one-on-one.
And that was 2012, you said?
Correct.
Congrats. That's not, people don't realize it's not easy making a business last that long. You're almost at the 10-year mark. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just hit 9 years yesterday, actually. So yeah, I
Oh,
knew all the stats going in, all the scary stats that the failure rate is really high, but I think it takes perseverance and a belief in your mission, right?
so I got to ask, where you're touching so many lives, what's a story where you've like it's been a real huge success, both extrinsically and intrinsically for you?
Yeah, I'll start with the most recent one, actually. A woman went through my 5-step program, and it's surprising this doesn't happen all the time, but she was scrambling to apply for jobs, job after job after job. And at the end of the 5 weeks, she realized that she was like Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz, that she was always home, that she was building a life that she really loved. And she just needed to click her heels and say, well, I'm actually happy where I am, and I don't need to go for that external validation and that other job. That's very rare because usually people seek a new job, a bigger title, more money. But in her case, it was quite different. So that was a surprise ending. But for the
That's
most
cool.
part, I'll flash back to one of my first clients 12 years ago. She finished a degree in England studying children's literature, and I had just met the founder of the Harry Potter Alliance. So I helped them network, and she got a job there, and it was the perfect fit. So I love when those kind of stories happen too.
Muggles connecting muggles. It's a wonderful thing.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's so okay. Today, obviously, you've been in business for quite a bit. And I know that we were talking about your website. You also have been peeking into your analytics, which we can, I'll send you some links that you can take a look at your analytics, know what to look at. But specifically, you had showed me Google My Business and also your YouTube channel. So I will open it up to you. Which one would you like to start with? Because we have about 20 minutes where we can go over stuff.
Yeah, I had watched a bit of one of your workshops about the Google My Business platform. And I
Mhm.
admit that one of the ways that I started my business, because I haven't really done a lot of advertising and marketing. And so that's why we're speaking today. And if it weren't for Yelp, I don't think that I would have a business because people were
Wow.
saying, I keep finding you on Yelp. And I was organically ranked #1, but I didn't really leverage it or pay for ads. Now they've changed their algorithm. So I just want to know what's available on a platform like Google My Business. So maybe it's best to start there because you said Google Analytics is kind of a
Sure.
rabbit hole, but maybe
Sure. And
should I share my screen or do you want to share yours?
you can share your screen if you'd like. We can go through that way. No problem.
Okay. So here's my website, and then here is my Google My Business dashboard.
Yep. So to get there for anyone watching, you go to google.com/business, and that's how you'd create your profile and or how you would manage your profile. So how familiar are you with the dashboard?
Not familiar at all. I
Okay,
do a
cool.
bunch of stuff up there. I can kind of deduce what things are, but I haven't really leveraged it at all.
I'll show you I actually like this because usually I'm showing it from the outsider point of view and kind of telling people what they should do. I'll actually have you click around a little bit and I'll show you the finer points. So first off, this is obviously your homepage. It's going to show you at a glance what's going on. It's also going to suggest that you do advertising, right? That's totally fine. That's part of the game. But if we actually click into info, so the third, so the first thing is your business name is Whole You, right?
Mhm.
That's what it stands for, right? Just whole you with a period.
Correct.
Good. So under that, we have your different business categories. Now, the first category that shows up is your primary category. So at it, your meat and potatoes is career guidance service, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. And then you have consultant, life coach, wellness program, educational consultant, video production service. So here's where you can have up to 10 categories. And you probably offer all those things. Consultants, a little general, of course,
Mhm.
but, and there's no research to show one way or the other, but it's basically from everything that I've learned, just because you have 10, you don't have to use 10. I would even say you could probably get rid of consultant if you wanted to,
Okay,
because
great.
it's not going to behoove you. It's not a type of consultant, it's just a general consultant.
Yes.
Um, Video production service. So you do video editing.
I do, but I haven't leveraged that, so I'm happy to drop that as well because I can see why that's confusing.
I would just, yeah, just because then it kind of puts a little bit more emphasis on the other ones.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, life coach, wellness program, educational consult, those all fall under the same umbrella of whole you, right?
Yep. I'm gonna
Very
do it.
cool. And there
Apply.
you go. You're showing it.
Yes,
Awesome.
it's
I love
consultant.
this.
Drop it.
And
Apply.
apply.
Cool.
And bada bing, bada boom. There we go. So it's going to show you that it's under review. Those reviews can take minutes. It could take a day or two, but it will go through. What happens when you change any information on your profile? It, especially if you're a profile that hasn't been active, haven't been using it that much, you might see that when you make changes, you have more reviews. That's okay though. So no worries there. With regards, I know that you chose your location. So I saw on the map, on my map, that you're in Boston basically, and your Chinatown area,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Now you do provide remote online services, right?
that's correct. Like post-pandemic, that was one of my questions because I saw in your workshop as well. If you have a storefront, that's one thing, you have a physical location. For me, I put the location of the local coffee shop because I no longer see people in my home office. So
Yep. Yep.
um, for safety reasons and convenience, just putting like the local coffee shop that I would meet someone if I did meet in person. But nowadays it's really just meeting online. So what to do
Sure.
there?
So the unofficial rule of thumb, and this is more again from research and industry experts, basically you could go 20 miles out. So you could choose cities and towns within 20-mile radius. So you don't just have to stick within Chinatown. You could go all Boston. You can go North Shore, South Shore, Metro West, and cover that area. And the thing is, people will play the game where you'll see United States. Just because you're remote doesn't mean that someone in Sacramento, California, you're going to show up for them. So yeah, 20 miles, you can add in those towns or cities. You could just do Massachusetts since we're a small state anyways. You could do that and be just fine.
So to be clear, it would just be in the services area. I could just put Massachusetts as a state.
Correct. So if you want to click that right now,
That would really open things up, wouldn't it?
yep, X out Boston, and you can just choose Massachusetts. Now, for those watching, if you're in a state like Montana, California, Oregon, Texas, Florida, it's huge. You can't do that. We're in a small, tiny state. So
I,
Massachusetts, again, it will be under review.
Brian, I did have a question there because I'm interested in being bi-coastal and having clients in Los Angeles as well.
Mhm.
Are you able to do Boston and Los Angeles, or they don't really want you to
It,
set up that
they
way?
don't want you to, and it wouldn't work. So you wouldn't actually show up. If anything, you would need, in that case, like another physical mailing address to verify your listing in Los Angeles, and then you could create one.
Okay.
Um, I know people watching would be like, well, I can just get a virtual office space. You need like a legit physical address. You can't do postal annex or a co-working space. It's got to be a legit physical address.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. Google's already ahead of the game on that one. People have
Yeah,
been trying
I'd
it,
imagine.
but yeah. And then your hours, they look good, 9 to 6, perfect. If you want to scroll down, you already put, okay, so see where it says closed. If you click
Yeah.
on the pencil next to those dates,
Yep.
these are special hours. So if you're going to be closed for certain holidays, if you have vacation, you can go in and turn off your hours for those. It will mark you as closed, but not like permanently closed, just that your business is closed for that time.
Okay.
So that's something to do proactively, just to choose your holidays and such.
Okay.
And okay, accepted health insurance. So you're not a healthcare provider. That's just because you have chosen, like I think the wellness program.
Right.
You could do that. Your URL is there. So your appointment link, you chose to go to your assessment, which is fine.
That's
You have,
interesting. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm now going to bring people to this other page. It's
there you
called
go.
Oh.
Wonderful. Even better. So the thing, and I just wrote an article for GoDaddy on this, the idea of products and services. So
Mhm.
services, of course, right? You're off. These are all services that you're offering, but a resume review could be a product as well, because it's a 30-minute defined amount of time where you're offering something.
Mhm.
So this is where you kind of have to be a little creative and find the gray space, not black and white. With products, if you click on products really quick, you're going to notice the big difference here. You have your development program, which is great. Notice how you put in the photo. And even if you click on that one, just so we can see the details. So you have up to those 58 characters for your product name. You can choose a category. In this case, you could make your own category, like career development category, right?
Okay. So it's just like
Mm-hmm.
career program
Mm-hmm.
or career
And then
development.
you've got your price. Yeah, career development program would be good because it adds that extra keyword in there.
Mhm.
Your product description. So you have up to 1,000 characters, not that you have to write all of them, but I would say write at least 2 to 3 healthy sentences. Try to get to 200 to 300 characters, if not more.
Okay.
This right here is actually this is rich content. So if someone is looking for, are you looking to advance your career? Are you looking to make that next step to get into a C-level role? Or do you feel like you hit a glass ceiling? Things like that. Hey, consider this career development program. So put in some keywords in there. Don't stuff them, but you're still talking to them, but you're also kind of talking to the search engine as well
Gotcha.
and letting Google know what this product is about. That way, one thing that you're going to find is as you add on more products, because you have the actual image, you're going to induce more clicks because it's visual. Plus, if someone's searching for career development, not necessarily whole you, because whole you doesn't talk about career development,
Mhm.
now you have a chance of showing up because that product and that product category have to do with career development.
Understood. And
Mm-hmm.
that was a question in the name. It says whole you, but I've started to call it whole you career and life strategy so that it's more obvious.
So with that, make sure if you're going to make that change, definitely I would consider doing that for your business name on Google because it adds a little bit more, right? To learn from. The other thing too, and I will send you a link afterwards. You want to check out how your listings are showing up around the web, because just because you change it here or you change it on your website, around the web, you might still be shown as whole you. So you want to have a consistent name because Google rewards you for that.
Okay,
And I'll show you how to do that.
great.
Okay. So yeah, for anybody watching, if you have the products tab, add products and take the time to add as many products as you can. Services, if you'll just kindly click on services really quick, you'll see you've got resume review. Notice the one where it says professional branding. Click on that one where it's the big link.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we want to change that to just professional branding. The service name should be professional branding instead of the URL. The URL won't show up. They won't be able to click it. And then in the service description, you can say, visit our website to learn more about our professional branding packages.
I see.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There
Okay,
you go.
I'll add that in there.
So now through services and through products, you're covering bases and you're trying to get maximum exposure for everything you do. If you'll click on insights, please.
Insight.
Mm-hmm. So here you see how it's green, blue, and yellow. Direct is people searching for your name. You don't have an address, so they'd be searching for whole you. So you have people that are searching directly for you because they've met you, they know about you, so on and so forth. Discovery is where they're searching for category, product, or service. So that's where pairing out those other categories is now going to make sure we're showing up for the qualified people. But
Mm-hmm.
also, now that you add more products and services, that number will go up
Great.
because they're searching for you. And then branded, that's more in your case doesn't really make sense because you're not offering any particular brands. If you were a barbershop, you might have, Suavecito or Paul Mitchell, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. And if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see, so customers are viewing you on search, which makes total sense. People aren't going on maps looking for a career coach. So they'd be looking on search because they're thinking that way. That's fine. If you scroll down a little bit more. So your customer actions. So 9 people visited the website, no calls or messages, which is fine. And again, that's actually pretty good considering 300 plus, views or impressions. So that's pretty good, the conversion rate there. There's really the only way to increase that is just by adding more products and services. And then we'll talk about posts and photos in a second. So if you scroll down, not enough data, that's fine. Phone calls really more so for like a restaurant, things like that. Photo views. So notice how you have 246 photo views over the last month. So funny enough, I had mentioned the barbershop. My brother owns a barbershop in Manchester, New Hampshire. And when we started looking at his business profile, he didn't realize people were looking at the photos. So I'm actually going to have you click on the photos tab, please.
Uh-oh, let's see. That's not me.
Okay, that's not me. There you go. So, okay.
Logo and some
totally fine. Some charts. Yep. Which is fine. So, but you're seeing here, the majority of your photos where we're seeing you had 248 views, right there, the top left one where it says whole you, your logo, see how it has 1.12 thousand, so 1,100 views. That's most likely it because it's showing up when people are seeing your profile on Google search.
Okay.
That being said, the more photos you have, more people are going to click through. You can see that, there's one where you have in the middle, the 5th photo, it's you with the logo and it says seeking more meaningful. Right. Look how many views you got on that one.
Whoa. Can I take this one because it's a duplicate?
So logo keep, cover you're going to change. Cover I would change to something.
Even though that's like 1,000 views? That's
okay. You're not going to lose those views, but it's just showing that your cover showed up 1,100 times. Okay, the cover is going to be similar to, and you don't have to change it right now, but the cover is going to be similar to like a Facebook cover. So it's going to be thin, almost like 200 pixels high by 600 pixels wide, something like that. Okay. I don't have the exact dimensions on me, but I can get those for you. Okay. But actually, let me look it up really quick since we're doing this.
And this is the recommended pixelation of the photo.
Correct. And you could, so if you're going to do full cover size, it's actually going to be 1,024 pixels wide, 1024 by 576 pixels high. It will clip a little bit of that depending on the device, but that's going to be the size. And you can go use Canva. It looks like you use Canva or something like that. You can just create custom dimensions, 1024 by 576. I would pop in your smiling face. I would have the logo and then a little bit of a call to action, and you're good. You can replace that cover photo.
Okay. With something like this, it includes my face, a quote, and the logo.
Yep. Because as you can see, that one, it's 40 weeks old, but you're getting 12, almost 13,000 views. Now, the other thing, so getting back to the story of my brother, one thing that he didn't realize, he had, he's doing hair care. So hair color, braiding, things like that. By looking at the photos, you can also see what is trending. So if the more photos you have, you can see, are people looking at your career branding package or your career development program? So you're putting out more photos that way. You're getting anecdotal evidence based on the views. The other thing is you're actually going to, the more photos you put up, the more relevant you are. And the more you're signaling to Google that your business profile is active, you're going to show up more. So you constantly want to be adding photos. For someone like you, it might be, 2, 3, 5 photos a month.
Okay.
It could be tips. It doesn't have to just be it. And what I would do is have the photo of you, the whole you logo, and then some sort of career tip. Put those up. Treat it like social media. Continue adding to it. You're signaling to Google that you care about your profile.
Okay, great.
Yeah. You can also add videos up to 30 seconds long.
Okay. Will do.
That might be a welcome video. Hi, how are you? Here's my story, so on and so forth.
Great.
And since you do video,
add that? Would I add?
Same. So that blue button up at the top right, the plus sign, you can do it there. You can upload it from your computer. There's also the Google My Business app you can download for free. on your phone and just upload it from your photo library.
Okay, great.
Yeah, real simple and easy. So the last thing that I'll show you, and I know we're taking quite a bit of time, but you actually have some really good opportunity here, is posts, the second
Post.
item on the list. Yep. Okay. So posts, just what it sounds like, very similar to a social post.
Mm-hmm.
Your post on average lives for 7 days. So
Mm.
Google doesn't want stale content showing up, right? Up at the top, you'll see we still have the COVID-19 update, but then there's offer, update, event, product.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just more of a template, to use. What I would say is most of them are probably going to be updates for you. So
Okay.
even if you just click on add update, just to kind of go through, first thing you can do is a photo or a video. So
Okay.
just to avoid confusion, what we were just looking at was what I call the business album. You're going to upload photos and videos and they just live there in perpetuity. This instead, you can upload that same photo here, but it lives on a post that really only has a lifespan of 7 days.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. So it just won't be, it won't show up. It will still be there, but it won't be kind of active.
Yep. So what happens is 6 days after you post, Google My Business will email you and say, hey, Shannon, it's time to put up a new post. And so you can click right there. You're brought to your dashboard. You can upload a photo. Every time you post, it should at least have a photo, if not a video. Video is bonus. That's awesome, right? So at least a photo. You should have 2 to 3 sentences in your post, and you should always link somewhere
Okay.
because these live on your profile.
Okay.
And if people are searching for, let's say, career coach, and you're talking about your professional branding package, it might be a 30-second video talking about the steps of your professional branding package. Your post can have, you have quite a few characters in there. So you can actually list out, here are the steps, and then learn more goes right to your professional branding page or your free call page, wherever you want it to go.
Okay. Great.
Mm-hmm. So the only thing, if you X out of that, the one thing I'll show you is, let's say that you're doing an event. If you click on add event, big difference here is you just have a date. You can do a start date, start time, end date, end time. With these, that might be a promotion you're running. It might be a class or a webinar you're offering, something like that. Especially since you're working with Kajabi, you might be offering free access to the course for a certain amount of time. So this post will last until the end date. And then
Okay.
the day before the end date, it will say, hey, you know what? The post has been up 3 weeks. Great. It's about to expire tomorrow. Time to put up a new one.
Okay. Great. And then for events, can I put, I mean, would it have to be live, or can I
No?
have a pre-recorded webinar,
Yeah.
for example, and
Yep.
just launch that as a campaign to attend that?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Yep. You could do, so there I would either do like an image that you do on Canva to promote it, or even a clip where you're like, hey, here's a preview of it. Click to see the full thing. And then
Okay.
they sign up. So give them a little teaser. And yeah, the name of the game here, the things that I showed you, and the last one we'll look at, we're going to go a little bit over if you don't mind, but we're going to look at reviews because I just think you have a gold mine here that you haven't really mined yet. But photos, again, 3 to 5, because you're signaling to Google. Think of it like this. If you've ever gone to an arcade or you've gone to a bar that has an arcade game, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're playing, you're trying to get the high score. So the things that you're doing here are like the different levels. You're getting more points as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Photos are going to get you a certain amount of points. Posts are going to get you even more points. Making sure your information is consistent will get you points. So we're just trying to get that all-time high score, makes us more relevant. So with reviews, what we're looking at is, so Jennifer left you a great review. Can't recommend this program strongly enough. Love it. It's always awesome when they actually leave you a testimonial, and knowing that you're providing them a really kind of close-knit service where
Mm-hmm.
it's a high level of kind of touch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that you're going to be getting those written testimonials because you're also probably teaching them how to communicate, right?
Right.
So even one of your things after they finish the course is, hey, your assignment is to leave me a review and talk about how you can recommend this service, because you can transfer that into LinkedIn, into your recommendations on LinkedIn and everything else. So when they leave you a review, looks like, hey, for Nikki, thank you, Nikki. It was a pleasure working with you. I look forward to see how things evolve. Your energy is truly inspiring. So your responses are great. One thing you can do with your responses is you can also, it's not like you want to advertise or promote, but you can also mention, hey, I'm so glad I really enjoyed having you in the career development course or the professional branding. It was really fun developing your professional branding package, and I'd love to work with you on X, whatever
Mm,
the next logical step is,
gotcha.
right? So
Yeah.
as a consultant, you're never done because you might be reviewing their resumes or doing mock interviews or whatever else. So I'm
Mm,
really glad we did this. Now we can even start on this. Two reasons why we do this. One, of course, it's promotion, of course, but it's an upsell in the review. The response that you write is sent in an email to that person. So Danielle
mm,
or Vanessa will get an email. They get an email from Google My Business saying, hey, Whole You just responded to your review. So they're
okay.
actually seeing your testimonial in there. So now it's, that whole idea of psychology. You're telling them at the end of the 5-week course, here's what we can do next. You might send them a follow-up email. You might have them on a drip campaign, and then you're sending them an email through Google My Business saying, it was so great. I really enjoy your feedback. Thank you so much. Here's what we can do next to get you to that next level you want to be at.
Understood. That I'll definitely leverage that because I do have sort of a pathway for people who start with a resume, go to the career program, and then go to a
Of course,
holistic sort of wellness approach. So that would make a lot
there
of
it
sense.
is. And
Great.
the other great thing is that people that are looking for a career coach, for a life coach, for whatever it might be, career development, they're going to read the reviews and then they're going to read your responses. So it's an upsell in perpetuity that's sitting there saying, hey, this girl knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's wonderful at it. And she cares. She cares so much that she's giving me the next step.
Yes. And then I haven't responded to everyone, so I will do that and I'll remember back as to whether they
Yeah.
might be in need of more support at this point, because sometimes it's kind of a couple of years old and you're ready for a refresh.
There you go. And again, you already see the value in it, right? So Peter is from 2019. Now you're able to go back. He's going to get a touch point from Google My Business. So it's not even coming from you. It's coming from Google. In
Mm,
order to leave the review, Google has to have, or Peter has to have a Google account.
mm.
Those emails aren't going to go into spam. They're going to go right to Peter's
Oh,
inbox. So you
nice.
have instant entry into his inbox, which is the inner
Oh,
sanctuary.
yeah, because I think
Yeah.
that my email, and that was a question that I had about, I have an email through register.com, and I think a lot of the emails are going to people's spam. They're like, oh,
Mhm.
and they acknowledge that. Oh, I didn't get your follow-up email because it went into spam. So I'm losing a lot of lead
Yeah.
time there with prospects, because my email
That so
went
it,
spam.
is that your professional email? Like your inbox is run on register.com?
Yes, I bought an email package from them with the website. So Shannon at wholeu.info, hello at wholeu.info. I did switch over to a wholeu.lifestrategy at gmail.com just because I thought Gmail would be more likely to go through and skip the spam filter or something. But
Hmm.
and it's not even spam. These are people who actually want to hear from me, and we've
Of
had a
course.
prospect call. But that's, I'm glad that you
It's
brought
it's
that
the
up.
nature of your business too. So it's the industry, right? So there are certain industries that have a higher kind of association with spam. Um, so that's part of it. Register.com, I can't speak for. I know that we've had a lot of clients that were on GoDaddy and they were using GoDaddy webmail. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not like a great email service provider. My suggestion there, and of course I present for Google, but we use Google Workspace. I would consider doing that. It's like $6 a month.
Huh.
Um, and you have the actual login. You can go to gmail.com and log in as Shannon at wholeu.info. You have the email address, it's all branded. Plus, then you get to use Gmail, you get to use the Drive calendar. So it's all converged in one thing. But the only time I've had issues with my emails going to spam was when I had like 5 or 6 links in an email. So
Oh,
also your signature too, just have one link, if anything.
oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think we might
Mhm.
have multiple links, so that's great to know that that could be clogging it up.
Yep. If that's the case, try to pare down your links and then see and have people if there's someone that you know on AOL, someone on Gmail, someone on Yahoo, and you're close with them, send out
Yeah,
test emails and see if they go
excellent.
through.
Great. Great
Yeah.
advice. So the Google My Workspace, or Google Workspace, sorry,
Yeah.
am I able to host my website on that? And would someone from Google help me convert it? Is that what I'm hearing?
So no, so Google, when we're talking about Google Workspace, you're basically wherever your website's hosted, which is register.com, you
Uh-huh.
can basically, you're just using register.com to rent your domain because you don't
Right,
own it, right?
right,
You leased it for a year, 2 years, whatever.
right.
So you can keep it at register.com. That doesn't affect anything. It's just the leasing office for your website. But you're going to change what's called an MX record, which is a mail exchange record. And that's going to point to Gmail.
Okay.
So when you go, I'll send you a link afterwards where you can go check out Google Workspace. And when you get in there, they actually give you the steps. Like you're going to
Mm,
go to register.com, do this, do this, do this. It tells you exactly what to put in.
okay.
The thing that you have to note, and anybody watching, because I never touch mailboxes. That's like a big, right? That's like the lifeblood of your business. So when you're doing this, know that all the emails that were already at register.com, they're not going to move over when you start a new email account, right? Your email address will move over. Anyone that's emailing you will be able to reach you at Gmail, right? At, Shannon@wholeu.info.
Yeah.
But the emails that are in your inbox right now, there's not going to be an easy way to move them over,
Okay. Okay.
just so
Yeah,
you
I'll
know.
I'll look into that. And that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, and I know we didn't touch on YouTube. We can in a second. I'll give you a couple extra minutes and we'll look at that. But um, I would just say, the main things from this, the takeaways: post weekly if you can.
Mm-hmm.
For us, we're posting twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. More points, more signals. Put up photos, 3 to 5 photos every month. Bonus points, especially since you're comfortable on video. I would be doing 1 to 2 videos, especially the nature of your business. The more videos, the better. People feel really comfortable with you. Those videos can be used on social. They can be uploaded into your photos tab on Google My Business and used on your posts as well.
Okay.
So 30-second videos, really quick. Reviews, consistently get new reviews. You should be trying to get 2 to 5 new reviews a month. You're
Okay.
signaling to Google that you're active, you're providing services to new clients, and respond to every review. You get kind of bonus points for that. And I think those things just right there, as well as what we talked about, adding all the products and services. Once you have those in, if you have more, great. It's not like you have to continue adding those every month, but it's Ron Popeil set it and forget it, pop them in, and then they kind of act as a net to catch them. May he rest in peace. I know he just passed away.
Oh no.
So
I didn't
yeah, I
know that.
know. Such a brilliant man. So why don't you click over to YouTube really quick and let's take a look. Okay, tell me about your YouTube channel.
So I started it probably 2000. Well, it might even say here, but I started it just with the intention of creating a small video to send out once a month in a newsletter of sorts to all of the
Mhm.
clients who have signed up for my list. So my list, maybe it's about 4,000 people. Send them a book review, send them a conversation or an interview with somebody. And the topics were related to wellness, career, and service. Those are the three categories that HoLeu covers. So this one
Okay.
is about meditation. This one is about, workplace style. This is just a feature on Guitar Bear, a local musician. This is about spirituality. So there's just a variety. But what I found was creating this content was extremely time consuming, but it wasn't revenue generating. So when you're saying 30-second video versus many, many hours to write scripts and
Oh
plan,
yeah.
and this one was filmed in Los Angeles. So it was like very, very time consuming for not a lot of return and not even a lot of viewership because I'm not,
Yeah.
circulating that far and wide. So I don't know whether I should just pivot to do these shorter videos.
I mean, the way that attention spans are going, it seems like that's where everything is. I will say this though, and I'm gonna actually, if you don't mind, I'm gonna share my screen and look up your channel
Yeah, please.
really quick. Let's see, that's not you. There's another whole U. Go
Oh,
back.
trademark infringement.
They're the whole U. Let's see, channel. There you are. Okay. Let me share my screen. Sure it's working properly. Let's see. 1 sec. There we go. Okay. Are you seeing your channel?
Yes.
Okay. So you've got your, I love that you have your welcome video, right? That's wonderful. You also made sure that you have the link showing up, which is really important. People don't realize that in the description, they can have hyperlinks that actually go back to their pages. So it's good that it shows up. This is for someone who has not subscribed yet. So they'll be seeing this, which is great.
Okay, great.
Now, first thing I would say in looking at this is you have, when I click on videos, like you were showing me, you have videos from years and years ago and their interviews and so on, and then some tips, some fun pop culture stuff. So right away, I see an opportunity where you can actually create sections. So you have up to 12 sections on your home page for your channel. And right now it's just everything's lumped into popular uploads. So it's going to show the ones that you got the most views on. But really what you want to do is I would have career interviews. I would break it out by the different disciplines you're offering, right?
Understood. Yep.
Yep. So that's where all you have to do is just put them, when you're editing them, you put them into a playlist, and then you can create a section and you can say, just show this playlist.
Okay.
One video could be on 20 playlists if you wanted it to be.
Gotcha.
But that way it makes it a little bit more organized for people, right?
Yeah, easy
So,
to navigate.
yep. And the other thing that people don't realize, so if I go to playlists, you've got all videos, whole U videos loop, and then holistic development program book reviews. So let's just click on this one. There's
That's
that
not
guy
me.
that's not you. He follows me everywhere. So one thing to look at is, and what people don't realize is your playlist too. I haven't even gotten to the video yet, but you can optimize your playlists. So the title of your playlist has SEO value. There's a description on your playlist that has SEO value. You can basically write a mini blog post just for this playlist.
Wow.
You can speak to all the videos on here. 4 ways to maintain a positive mind, boost your energy to work better. Great. Hey, here are the things that we talk about. Here's a quick tip from video 2, video 3, video 4. So you can have all of that. It would sit right here because YouTube is a search engine. So it's not only going to look at an object of a video, it's going to look at the group of objects like it would, a category of products. So having a playlist description would also make sense here.
Okay.
So I would do that. Now I'm going to just jump into one. Let's do 4 ways to maintain a positive mind. Okay. So this is back in 2015. Now you have a description, right? Your description gives you 5,000 characters. So whenever you're doing these videos, what to do, since it took you so much time already to make the videos, you already have the content. It's a matter of just prettying it up. So we've got to add basically a blog post for each of these videos. So I want you to go back and think about, okay, how can I incorporate the 4 ways to maintain a positive mind? What's a success story I've had? How can I link, someone that was in my 5-week class? This is what happened when they maintained a positive mind. Hey, to get started with the class, link. Next thing. So I would love to see you maximize those 5,000 characters.
Gotcha.
Try to hit that. Try to get it so that YouTube says you can't write anymore.
Yeah.
Because now you've got the video content, which YouTube knows what it is by the title. Now it knows it by the description. It also knows it because you have it basically automatically subtitles your video. It transcribes your video automatically. So fortunately, you speak very slow and steady. I speak very excitedly, so YouTube screws up my stuff. So I have to go up and edit it myself and transcribe it.
Yeah.
But for you, YouTube's going to know what you said. It transcribes it. It adds that to the video as well. So you
Okay.
got title, description, subtitles, and the fourth one,
Do
you
I
can,
have to turn that on? Do I have to turn the subtitles on or just the
it
viewer?
automatically does it.
Okay.
It automatically does it. Now, as kind of a bonus, or if you want to, again, if we're thinking about it like an arcade game, more points, you could go use a subtitle tool. There are tools that transcribe for you, where you can load your video in and then it will transcribe the video for you and you upload the subtitle file.
Wow.
That's something where
Yeah.
you're feeding the content to Google. But yeah, your question right here, I would just click on this and now it's selected, especially with ADA, so people can read the subtitles.
Okay. So that's up to the viewer to turn on or off.
Correct.
Yeah,
It's
I
not going
thought
to
I
auto do it. Yep.
okay.
Now, one thing that I'm noticing is I can see, because I have special magic program,
I see that.
yeah, I can see the tags that you use. With
Yes.
tags, they're keywords. You have up to 500 characters worth of tags, 500 characters worth of keywords. So
Mm,
you've got Louise Hay, positive mindset, power of positive thinking, all good. That's fine. But you still have all that extra room.
mm.
So for you, where you're trying to develop the personal brand, the whole you brand, your brand, I would have tags that have your name, that
Okay.
have whole you in them, that
Yeah.
have career development. So some of your kind of standby tags that you would use in other things or you use throughout your website, have those, and you can pop those into your videos. So go back and paste those in. That's going to be a big help and help you show up when, someone might be searching for positive mindset, but they also might be searching for how to stay positive,
Yeah. Or
or
feel
tips
better.
to stay positive, or yeah, tips to feel better. So there are different ways to skin a cat. You want to hit all of those different ways because people are searching differently on YouTube.
Right. Wow.
So just that alone, I think you have plenty to do.
So my work cut out for me for
You got your
sure.
work cut out for you, but I
Yes.
think that would help you. And I'll just tell you, for us, obviously, like this content here we put on the YouTube channel. Well, when we started the channel back in 2018, no, 19, we had 20 subscribers and it was my family. Right, so we're nearing 4,000 subscribers,
Wow. Good for
all
you.
organically. Thanks, but it's
Yeah.
just like the editing stinks. I know that you were editing some in iMovie. There's other tools you can use now. You don't even have to edit. Literally just do talking head
Yeah.
and trim it on your phone and just upload it. And
Yeah.
then it's just more a matter of optimizing it. So if you have a component of your course, take that component, make a small video about it, and then copy paste it in, link to your specific component, or a page to sign up on Kajabi for something. And the one thing I just want to point out too, you're not seeing, hold. I'll just point out to you, when you're writing your descriptions, make sure you use HTTP in front of the web address.
Oh, instead of www.
Yeah, let me just pull
I
this
think
up
I was
again so you can
cutting that
see.
out just to be like, create less space.
To be shorter.
Interesting.
See how
Okay.
it doesn't link?
Yes, I do see that. So
Yep.
is that not going to enable the hyperlink to auto-populate?
It won't, unless you do the HTTP : //
Wow, that's really crucial. Yeah, because people are
Mm-hmm.
lazy. They don't want to cut and paste.
They're not gonna, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
great.
hopefully, I know that we went over, I apologize, but hopefully it was helpful for you.
Oh my gosh, immensely helpful. Thank you so much for your time, Brian. I really,
My
really
absolute
appreciate it.
pleasure. And where can people find you?
Well, at HTTP,
Love it.
www.wholeu.info is my website.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
I hope you stay well and stay healthy. And thank you so much for giving me your time, giving me the opportunity to help you with your bigger, better biz.
Thank you, Brian. Have a great evening.